Hey guys, it's You WACK, and welcome to a year of Overwatch. A new year's about to begin, but every single year I close off the current year by doing a story video. And this time around, I did want to look back at 2019 because while this video is titled A Year of Overwatch, it's mainly to reflect back on what I've been able to do throughout the year. As pretentious as it might sound, it's one of those things where I really do appreciate that I'm able to do, which is open up on what I've gone through during the year, both the good and the bad. I don't really get to talk about myself too much, and that's on purpose because what I want to focus on is Overwatch, is talking about the thing that I love, which is playing the game and being able to help you, but more importantly, entertain you for however long that you want, because that's what my channel has been founded on, is being able to distract you away from the real world for just a couple minutes of your day and trying to put a smile on your face, whether it's with a stupid joke or, yeah, probably a stupid joke. And while that idea is never ever going to change, I can definitely say that in 2019, I've changed, mainly as a person though, but that was on purpose because what I wanted to do in 2019 was to do things that I never would have imagined doing because I want to finally step out of my comfort zone. Because in 2018, something I really hated about that year is that it wasn't necessarily bad, but it was very stagnant. It was just the same thing over and over and over again, whether it was just me doing things in real life, but mainly just on YouTube. So I really wanted to change all of that. So I set up some goals. I wanted to make a merch store and create a Let's Play channel so I can show even more of my video game love. And I want to go see an Overwatch League game in person because I still love Overwatch and the competitive side of that. And I wanted to go to BlizzCon because that is everything Overwatch and obviously Blizzard, and especially get into top 500 to finally prove that I am the #1 Overwatch player. And of course delete Hanzo, because who wouldn't want that goal? All goals that were very, very, very unreachable, especially getting that top 500 spots, but as the year went on, well, this is what happened. The first day that 2019 really began for me was on Valentine's Day. And I know it's kind of like a weird date to bring up because it's kind of a meme on here that I'm a lonely virgin that won't ever find love. And while that was still true on that day, that was also the day that I went to the Overwatch League opening day games. And while I was able to check one goal off my list, it wasn't really the checking off that makes this trip memorable, but it was the fact that it was one of the worst trips of all time. And I know that sounds weird to really bring up because, well, one, why would it be the worst trip of all time? I mean, you're going to see the Overwatch League, and that's true, but it was also one of the worst times because I felt the most alone at this time because I was so uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone, and I didn't want to be there. It was a growing pain that I had to go through, and I regretted going at the time, but looking back on it, that was probably the most growth that I've ever experienced throughout 2019. And I know I just made it seem like it was one of the worst trips that I ever went on, but I also had some high points during that trip because I was able to meet other Overwatch content creators like Aspen, Emong, Fran, oh, so beautiful, Fran, and CarQ. And CarQ was one of the first person that I ever met that really helped push me out of my comfort zone. Very slightly, but I just talked to him about the Overwatch League because he was on the Toronto Defiant. I asked about him and Twitch, and he really just started to inspire me to do things that I didn't even set forth at my beginning 2019 goals. And at that moment, I started to fondle with the idea of streaming a little bit more consistently. Maybe playing on an Overwatch League team as a content creator, not actually playing on the team, but do other things that maybe was possible. But after I got home from that first Burbank trip, I had this new mindset that I could really try anything that I really wanted to do within reason. I still stayed within the Overwatch bubble, but I was starting to vlog a lot more. I started to make more Overwatch series, continue with You WACK. It makes no sense 3 years ago. Like, I was just experimenting with any kind of idea that I had because I want to be able to look back and say, I at least tried something different. But outside of YouTube, I began to do things that, again, I never would have thought I would do, which is stream more consistently on Twitch with the face cam out of all things, and also work with artists to finally make merch and Twitch emotes, something that was extremely scary, but once again pushed me out of my comfort zone because I finally allowed people into my little bubble to work with me. Something that I'm still very selective, but I'm very appreciative of the people that I've been able to let into my own little world and help me out a little bit. But while exposing myself to all these walks of life, one person that's helped helped me grow the most in 2019, who's been my best friend of all time, was Debbie. You guys know her as T-Bubbles, but she's helped me grow the most because she's seen the best and worst of me, but she's been that stable place to help guide myself through 2019, through the best and worst of times. And some of the best of times was like casting my very first tournament with Jane on his ELO Hell stream, the first console tournament, something that I never would have thought I would ever do, extremely pushing myself out of my comfort zone because I've never casted before, but Jane came up to me and was like, hey, you're a commentator, you can cast, right? I was like, yep, I could definitely cast. I know how to cast. I never casted a second in my life, but I did it. I don't know if it was a success because I'm still scared to watch the stream, but I still did it. And once again, thanks to Debbie, I've been able to experience even more of Overwatch, meet more people, tour the Blizzard campus. Like, I was doing it all and firing on all cylinders. I was making awesome videos, streaming consistently, casting tournaments. I had a merch store on the way. So it all kind of just got to my head at one moment. And know right now that I'm opening myself up because I want you to understand that I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I still make mistakes because I'm still human. But everything just kind of got to my head from all these amazing things and great opportunities that I kind of lost focus on what's important, because at this time I really want to be on an Overwatch League team because I thought that I could be a part of this big family and finally feel validated. So I started sending all these emails to these Overwatch League teams, the Houston Outlaws, Dallas Fuel, San Francisco Shock, New York Excelsior, because why wouldn't they want me? I'm amazing. I have this channel. I'm streaming a lot more consistently. Merch store. I'm casting tournaments. Oh my God, I'm the greatest thing to represent your brand. And I got a fist full of reality because after all that time searching for a team to want me, no one really got back to me, and I was so heartbroken because I felt like I was invalid. I felt like I was nothing, that I was just another silly YouTuber making videos. And once again, Debbie just helped me realize that I don't need the Overwatch League, but I need to focus on what makes me happy. And what makes me happy is making entertaining content to put a smile on your face for just a couple of minutes a day. Every single day. That's what my channel was founded on years ago, and that's what's important to me. Not being on an Overwatch League team, while that opportunity would be amazing, that's not something that I should go searching for, because at the end, that won't really make me happy. So after realizing that and going through this circus of life, because yeah, I was doing a lot online, but I was also having a lot of things offline happen because I finally graduated college, I moved out by myself. I just kind of took a few steps back and thought, okay, let's just make videos. Okay, let's just play Overwatch a little bit more, because I wasn't playing Overwatch so much because I was focused on things that really didn't matter, and let's do things that I really, really wanted to do. Not what I might think I want to do, what I truly want to do. And luckily at this time, roll queue finally got added into Overwatch, which admittedly helped me get into top 500. A goal that I don't think I could have done without roll queue, because I was always forced to play support, and you all know I suck at support, but hey baby, I was able to hit top 500 in DPS, something that I'm still very proud of. Like, top 500, come on, bro! I hit top 500, but I also hit another milestone, 2 milestones actually, that I never thought I would have been able to hit back in 2012, which was hit 200,000 subscribers on YouTube and get a corgi. And I know that's such like a weird pairing to have, but you have to understand, those are 2 milestones that probably never would have happened if it wasn't for that mindset that I wanted to establish early on, which is just go for it. Just try it. Get out of your comfort zone and go for it. And my corgi, which as you guys know is named Pancake, she is the sweetest thing in my life, and I'm so happy that I was able to adopt her. But at the beginning, boy did it suck. It was awful. I was so unhappy, but just like how I was uncomfortable casting my very first tournament, or uncomfortable going to Burbank for the first time, or uncomfortable raising a dog, it's those growing pains that help me grow as a person, which is what I want to happen in 2019, is pinpoint exact moments of hardship or happiness, which all led to the final destination of this year, which was BlizzCon. And the reason why this trip was so meaningful was not just because of the people that I was able to meet, which was an amazing time. Like, don't think for a second that if I met you that I don't appreciate you, whether you're an Overwatch content creator or even a viewer, which I was able to meet so many of you at Overwatch League games and also at BlizzCon. But it was more or less the fact that Blizzard invited me there. they wanted me there. For the longest time, I was clawing for validation when once I stopped and just focused on what I was truly put on this earth to do, all these great things started to just come to me in a sense. The BlizzCon trip was everything that I wanted the first Burbank trip to be, which was this out-of-body life-changing experience. And while I hated the Burbank trip and I loved the BlizzCon trip, they both were meaningful because they were life-changing experiences at the end of the trip. Because someone once said that happiness isn't a destination, it's the journey that you have throughout to get to that destination. And while it sucks going through whatever hardships that you have, getting to go to BlizzCon and the Overwatch League, it's awesome, but they really didn't make me happy. And those goals I had at the beginning of the year, I was able to meet at the very end, but I didn't find myself happy once I got to that destination. It's being able to experience everything in between. Because the reason why I was able to experience all these great things is because, one, I was doing what I love to do, but two, growing into the person that is able to do these great things, which again is the destination part, is the growing pain part. The Burbank trip helped me grow as a person. It sucked, but it helped me get to BlizzCon, and it's something that I'm grateful for. 2019 was one of the best and worst years of my life because I experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Heartbreaks on top of heartbreaks on top of amazing opportunities. And that's why I want to make this video, is to share my experience and hopefully relate it back to one of your experiences. Because life, they will be some sucky times, I promise you, but you will look back at those sucky times and appreciate that you went through it because it helped you morph into the person that you were always meant to be. And I can only thank you guys for experiencing this journey with me. Lots of people hate the bad times during the year, and while I don't love them, I can at least appreciate them for what they're supposed to do, which is meant for me to grow and look back and be like, yep, that sucked, but it helped make me into the person that I am today. And I can only thank you guys for experiencing this with me. Thank you so much for making this dream a reality, because this is what I've wanted. This is what makes me happy, and I want to do this for however long you can allow me to do it. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in 2020 with more Overwatch videos to come, and bye.